is Mr. Sepulveda, and welcome to my channel, Drawing with Mr. Sepulveda. Today we're going to be drawing and chilling a little bit, creating some holiday art. What I've got planned for today is drawing some Christmas trees, gingerbread men, Santa, a reindeer, and hopefully we'll get a good Grinch in there. And if I can fit into my time frame, I'd like to turn one of my OCs, one of my original characters, Vic, into the Grinch, put him into the holiday spirit, if that's at all possible. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start off by drawing ourselves some Christmas trees. Okay, and so generally when I do a tree, just got to think about a nice, good shape. Most trees are about this triangular shape. We're going to kind of keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to lower my opacity on this one real quick, just because I want to keep the look of the tree, or the image of the tree, in my mind as I draw this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. Okay, right about here, I'm going to have some fun with this. Okay, so we're going to kind of create some lines that aren't really here, but we're going to use it to go back to this shape. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of this. And this will be like the top portion of the tree. And I'm going to kind of repeat this pattern, or something close to this pattern, around my tree. Because, I mean, we could have just a triangular tree, but I feel like that'll just be a little too boring. Okay, so we use that triangle shape to kind of help us create almost like an umbrella type of tree over here. We're going to make sure that we give it a base over here, right? Give it a base. If you want to put designs on the base of your tree, feel free to do so. I'll probably put in some little swirls. Okay. And then most people put like a little mat for their tree to sit on. So we can do that by just kind of creating an ellipse on the ground. Kind of gives us this little three-dimensional image right here, right? So that's our tree right here. This is our Christmas tree. The one thing you guys would probably do with your Christmas trees are most likely to decorate with some ornaments, right? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab a few colors for ornaments for ourselves. Okay, right now I'm just going to start off with the color red, or a reddish pink. And I'm just going to put a few of these kind of just hanging on some of those points. I'm going to grab a blue, kind of do the same thing. Just scatter some blues on here. I'm going to go with kind of like a purplish color. A bit more on the purple side. Kind of get that on there. Let's see. I'd say green, but we're going to avoid the green because of the tree. Throw on some orange. Looks a little bit more peach. There we go. That's more of an orange. We'll throw that on there. And then maybe just a single pink one, or two pink ones right there. Okay, so that's not too bad. We're going to go ahead and we're going to color in our tree. Okay, so let's go ahead and color in our tree. Start off with a base color of a green. It's going to be my green base color. Okay. Hey, how's it going, guy? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Underneath here, I'm going to color my trunk on the brown end. So there we go. Throw that on here. I'm going to grab a darker green to kind of give us a little bit more detail, so we can kind of show like kind of movement within the tree, because otherwise it's going to look a little too flat, right? So we're just going to kind of follow the flow of our Christmas tree. Okay. We are missing a good piece over here, right? It's going to be our star at the top. Some people don't put stars on the top of their trees. I know when I was growing up, my mom liked to put ribbons. Some people put angels. You could choose whatever topper you would like. I'm just going to go with a generic star on the top of this Christmas tree. And it would probably help if I honestly made it a little even, right? So luckily, doing some digital art, we can easily fix that by moving it to right about there. There we go. Easy fix. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to color in our star. I'm going to do mine as a yellow. Okay. We've got this little holder right over here. And so we're going to go ahead and color that in. I'm going to go with kind of a purple color for mine. So there we go. I think it pops out nicely. So we're going to color that in. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and color in this matte. I don't know what kind of color matte this would be. Maybe on the lighter blue spectrum. Maybe a little darker than that. We're going to check out what that looks like. And I think that kind of works. I think it kind of pops. I do think it needs like a little bit of a pattern on here. So maybe we just need something like this. Or maybe that looks a little bit too much like water. Maybe if I draw some of this stuff right here. There we go. Made it just slightly better. Right? So we got our Christmas tree right here. So that's just one Christmas tree. We're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to bring this little triangle piece back here. And I'm going to reuse it for our next piece, for our next tree that we're going to design. Okay? So for this tree, I want to go ahead and first I'm going to merge these. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of follow the same process I did earlier, right? We're going to kind of create a shape within this triangle. Okay? For this one in particular, I'm thinking I'm going to go a little bit more on a rounder side. Kind of like that. So it's going to be like a rounder tree. I might just have to change the size of this pen real quick. We'll go ahead. And you can still come up to a point. That's pretty alright. It's not too bad, right? I'm going to come back down this way. Come back up. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to give it its trunk. Give it a spot where we can give it some nice water. And then I think what I'm going to do on this end for the design this time is we'll kind of make little stars. I guess that could represent snowflakes, I guess. Little asterisks on here. Okay? So I'm going to get rid of that little layer. We're going to go ahead, we're going to color in this tree. This one I'm going to aim for something just slightly darker. Okay, so we'll start off dark on this one. Gonna color in that trunk. And I'm thinking this time around, go with kind of a pinkish little bottom piece right here. I do want to go ahead and add in like a matte, but this time instead of a circular matte, let's kind of have fun with the design, right? So you gotta have fun with that design. This might be a fun shaped mat on this end. Who knows? Maybe your mat looks like this one in your house, right? I have no idea. Gonna go for a similar kind of contrasting color just to make it pop out a little bit more. Okay, something like that. A little darker. So That's not too bad. And then I'm just going to put in these little designs, these little points, these little triangles. There we go. If I want to, or if you want to, kind of continue some designs going in, and now it's up to you. Kind of adds to your overall image, I think. I think I'll stop it at that one. All right, next piece. Next piece I'm going to do on here. I want to make sure I add in some ornaments for this. Well, you know what? Instead of ornaments, let's go ahead. We can add some tinsel. We can add some lights. That might be fun, right? So what I'm going to do is we're going to use a color. Choose a color on here. Going to zoom in just slightly. And I'm going to rough this one out a little bit. Let's see. Something like that, maybe. Something that follows the flow of the bottom loop that we created. Okay. It's got a little bit of some flair, some pizzazz on here, right? And then we can kind of hang our ornaments off of this dude right here. So I'm gonna, or lights, that's right, lights. We can hang on some lights on here. So I'm actually gonna start off putting in some black little circles. These will be where the lights are gonna be held. Can have some hanging off, that's okay. Three-dimensional tree. There we go. There it is. Okay. Kind of getting a feel for this, guys. Hang them high, hang them low. It's your tree. You do what you want with it. You design it however you want. Don't have to follow along with me. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and put in some colors. And I'm kind of thinking of a lighter blue color for these circles, for these little lights. So I'm just going to color those in. There we go. There it is. And then with our lights, what we can do is kind of make them shine, right? I'm going to go a little bit darker on this one, but putting out some lines over here, kind of give that impression that it's lighting up, that you've got these as lights on your Christmas tree. I'm not trying to overwhelm it. Oh, forgot one light. There we go. But hopefully it kind of gives off that impression. There we go. And if you want to, you can kind of go back. You can add in your ornaments at this point, right? If you want some ornaments hanging off this, right? I know some people are big on having the large ornaments on the bottom. But, sorry, I've been hitting the wrong button. Some medium ones near the middle. Yes, for some people this is like their preference right here. All right, and then we just need like a little topper for this one. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of like, let's say a Frosty the Snowman type of hat. Maybe we'll put a snowman on here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and kind of design an oval. There's our oval right here. I'll follow it. I'll come back up and then kind of stop it right about there. Then I'm going to do kind of like a roundish rectangle here. Put that piece in here. And now we can kind of connect it. So this is kind of like Frosty's hat, sitting on top of this little topper. I know it's like floating on it, but that's okay. If you want to put like a little line to show that it's being held up by a little hook, that's cool too. I know they have those little triangle things to like top it off, if that's what you want to do with yours. Feel free. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of color this in, and I know it's supposed to be black, but I think I'm going to try to aim for a dark blue-gray to kind of give it an illusion of being black, but still be able to kind of see these lines that are on here. Like if I'm creating manga or something and I'm inking, it'll be total black, which is fine. That's part of the style. It makes it pop out. But I don't want to do it for the whole piece because then you lose the line work. At least for like a little cartoony type of image like what we're drawing right now. There we go. Gonna go ahead and put in some red over here. For this ribbony part of like Frosty the Snowman's top hat. There we go. You could, if you do it with color pencil, you can kind of do a little white shine on there. It'll kind of appear nice, and then it might even help on this piece, kind of just showing that it's being held up. It's up to you. Kind of do one of those. Well, these are going to be the two little Christmas trees that I draw. Okay, so I'm going to kind of move it forward a little bit. So let me go ahead and merge these all together. There we go. I'll put that away. Next challenge, or next thing that I want to draw is going to be some gingerbread men. I think just for the sake of time, I'm going to do just one gingerbread man. And so, and I did this with my students. What was it? Was last Friday? So last Friday I did this with my students. We ended up doing gingerbread houses and gingerbread men, and I had no idea what a gingerbread man really looked like until we started working together on this. And so hopefully this will be a lot better than what we were doing last week. So I'm going to start off by drawing kind of a circle for a head. And normally if I do this on paper, I'm doing this really lightly. Just because it'll be like my under sketch, and I'll put everything on top of it, similar to what I do with the Christmas trees. That's just part of my process. I'm going to go ahead and kind of stretch this out, almost like a rectangle or a triangle, but I'm going to come out to a loop on both ends, and then bring it up, and then loop it down. So this will be the gingerbread man's feet right over here. And then normally, or at least according to this image I found online of some baked goods, so some cookies, it's got a round arm like this, and a round arm on that side. It's okay if they're not even, guys. That's okay. Alright, so I'm going to use this as the basis for my actual gingerbread person, my actual gingerbread man. Or if you're drawing a girl, feel free to draw a gingerbread girl. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start off by kind of tracing out that circle. Just notice how I'm just going to try to keep myself to this outline, right? I'm going to keep myself to the outline that I drew, or as best as I can. I'm going to keep myself to this outline as I draw my gingerbread man. Okay. All right. So this is kind of where the best part is, I guess, for a gingerbread cookie, is where you actually get to design your cookie. You get to draw on your cookie. And so we can go ahead and start that process, right? I'm going to give mine a little bow tie because I think that would be pretty cool. Right? So bow tie is really just a couple triangles and a rectangle together, or a couple of rhombuses. Rhombi? Right? And a square right there. So, or rectangle, depending on how long you want your bow tie to be. I'm going to give my gingerbread man maybe 2 buttons. And then I'm going to leave some space right here, some squiggly lines to represent my icing on my gingerbread cookie. Do the same thing for his leg. Same thing for his leg here. And then I think the fun part will be kind of figuring out what his face is going to look like. I'm really curious what his head's going to look like when I'm done with this. Because I know there's a bunch of different things you can do. You can kind of do some little circles for the mouth. You don't even need a nose, really. And 2 big old eyes. Alright, so that's my gingerbread cookie. Only thing I got to do now is just color him in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to color in this gingerbread man. And clearly, he didn't really run too fast since we caught him. Alright, so I'm going to steal this color for the gingerbread man from that picture. Right? I'm going to put in some color for my icing. Let's see. I'm kind of feeling yellow. For this for these little icing pieces over here. Do some yellow up top. Maybe some blue towards the bottom. Thinking maybe some red buttons. Totally thinking of a green tie. Maybe a green bow tie with a dragon. Green bow tie with a K on it. You know, choosing something there. Let's see. Maybe some cool purple eyes. Yeah, give him some purple eyes. I'm going to be honest, when I was creating my comic book and I created Vic, totally enjoyed the fact that I gave him some purple eyes. And I'm surprised I didn't give more people purple eyes. It's kind of weird. I know. And let's see. Kind of like a sea foamy type of mouth, I think, for my gingerbread man. And you can be as particular as you want with your gingerbread person. But that's my gingerbread man. And that's our second image, or I guess third image, but second category of images that we did today. Okay, we're going to put that gingerbread man away. Our next image that we're going to work on, I didn't have a reference for, but we're going to be drawing Santa Claus. Okay, so let's kind of have fun with this one, and hopefully I don't bomb this as much as I think I'm going to bomb it. But usually when I draw Santa, and I'm going to do this in a very cartoony style, so I hope that's okay with y'all. But when I do mine, normally start off with a nose. Santa's got like a nice round nose, right? And then he's got a really fancy mustache, right? And so I'm gonna draw that mustache kind of like this. Or you know what? Maybe we can kind of make them into two moons, two boats. Maybe something like that. I don't know how we feel about this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so we're gonna kind of flow this over, under, and around. There we go. So this will be my Santa's mustache. All right. We can draw some big old eyes for Santa. Santa's jolly. He's definitely gonna have some big eyes. Some round circles for his eyeballs. There we go. Or I guess technically this would be his iris because we're gonna end up coloring it in. He might not even have pupils. But that's okay. So we got that. Gonna kind of put this round little shape here. And kind of bring it out to here. So this will be his head. Okay. We are going to start on his beard. And his beard could be any shape, style you want it to be. This is just kind of what I'm drawing right now. It's just off the top of my head. I mostly draw in the moment, guys, in case you haven't figured it out. So just kind of putting in these lines over here. I'll make Santa smile right here, so we're going to give him a big old mouth. You'll be able to see his tongue over here. There we go. If you want to draw some extra lines in his mustache, feel free. I think it looked a little silly when I did it, so I'm just going to omit it for right now. Draw in some ears. Santa's ears. Gonna go ahead and round off this top piece over here. We're gonna add in this little fluff because that's gonna be the part of his hat. Just a little detail in there. Okay. And then to finish off Santa's hat, I'm sorry, I'm gonna move him down a little bit so I have some more room. We're going to do a line like that, a line like that, and it's going to kind of come over, right? The rest of the hat's going to come over onto this side. It's going to follow that motion. Okay. Then we'll add another one of those little cotton ball, little fluff pieces that he has on his hat right over here. Okay. And if we want to, I'm going to kind of erase in here a little bit, but I'm going to draw his eyebrows. Right over here. Because again, he's jolly, he's happy. We could see it in his face, we could see it in his smile, see it in his big old eyes. Santa is happy, he's ready for Christmas tomorrow, guys. He's ready. He's excited. I'm super stoked. Hopefully, I'm on the nice list this year. Hope so. Hopefully, you guys are on the nice list as well. I'm just going to go ahead in here into his ears and just kind of put a little line like that. Just to kind of show that he's got some lines in there. We can go ahead and color this in. Okay. So, clearly, and I say clearly, but it might not be as clear. Gonna color in Santa's hat red. Just makes sense to me. I don't know. And if you want, you can always, with a color pencil, if you're using color pencils, just kind of put in like a nice white highlight if you want. It's up to you. Sometimes I go a little too highlight crazy, but I'll keep it minimal. I'll keep it right there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to color in all of this stuff, all this cottony stuff. There we go. me rapid coloring. There we go. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did make the background of this paper gray, just because I think it makes it easier for you guys at home to be able to see that I'm like the whites and some of the other colors that I'm putting down. The white definitely does make some of the other color pop out, which is really nice. Or the gray makes the whites and other colors pop out on the paper. Just something to consider. If you're drawing at home or whatever and you want some pop from your paper, you can always even draw like or color in like random shapes. Like I could put like a blue I can do a blue rectangle or something behind it. It'll make them pop out even more, believe it or not. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go find me a semi-peachy color. Color in my Santa. You can choose whatever skin tone you want. You don't have to use any of the colors that I'm using. If you want to give Santa a blue beard or a green hat, feel free. It's all up to you. I'm thinking maybe Santa's got blue eyes. I don't know. Maybe does, maybe doesn't. Never quite met the guy before. Usually asleep when he comes and visits my house and drops off gifts. So let's see, we're going to color that in. Color this in, color that in, there we go. And of course, I did miss his eyeballs. That's okay, we'll color that in right now. There we go. Coloring in Santa's nose, but the way that I figure it, part of his nose has got to be pink. It's got to be cold outside in winter, right? And he's also got to be blushing a little bit, right? His face got to be cold when it's snowing too. So I'm just going to add some pink to his nose and pink to his cheeks as well. We're going to go ahead and color in his mouth. Usually just choose like a deeper red color for the inside of his mouth, and then I just try to find maybe a shade or two lighter for the tongue. It's just what I've always done. Haven't changed it in, I don't know, 30 years. And so that's what I've got. All right, so there's Santa. And just to kind of show you what I mean about before, like if you choose another color to make him pop, so let's say I go behind this, right, and I put in, I don't know, I put in like a rectangle, something, right? So let's just put in a rectangle behind Santa. And it doesn't even have to be the whole picture, it could just be part of it. And then you just go ahead and fill that in. Well, one, for starters, you could see all my mistakes that I've left in here. But you can also see, oh yeah, because I didn't color that in white. But you can also see that it just kind of makes them pop out a little bit more, right? He does kind of seem like he just kind of comes off the page a little bit when you add like a colored background to your picture. And so just kind of fix in these little points that I missed really fast. There we go. There it is. Hopefully I'm not missing too much. There it is. Bam. That's our Santa. He's looking ready to go. Looking ready to go. Right? So it does kind of pop out. And if it ever helps, right, and you could always do this too, you can always go around that border with black. Kind of make it like he's inside of a frame or something, right? You can also add in some color in there. You can go ahead and do your little snowflakes or asterisks, however it is that you make a snowflake. You guys probably know better than me on how to do this stuff, but wouldn't be too bad, right? It kind of ups your art a little bit. All right, so there's my Santa Claus, Mr. Santy, right? So let me go ahead and merge these real quick. There we go. It's my Santa layer. And then we got two more things, guys. We've got a reindeer layer. Okay. So for this reindeer piece, my hopes are to kind of keep it as simple as possible as we go through this. So simple would mean like we're figuring out an overall shape. Okay. So you can figure out an overall shape for our reindeer head, right? So I'm gonna try to do two. I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on them. Okay, I know I've been here for a little bit, but we can kind of keep them similar. Right? We can kind of keep them simple, I guess, for the most part. So if I want a really simple one, I could start off with the nose, similar to how I started off with Santa, right? We can call it. We can make this Rudolph if we really wanted to. Put like a little highlight there, right? We can go ahead and kind of make the letter N almost, or an upside down U, to represent the top part of our head. We're gonna do a little erasing here, but I'm gonna try to do this as a final piece without doing too much of anything else. So we're gonna kind of come around here. And I know what you're thinking. It's looking like a dog, and you're not wrong. It does kind of look like a dog. We're gonna put a little smile here because Christmas, right? Should be pretty happy. We might put in some little hair, right? I'm sure reindeers have hair. Sure, my boy Rudy, Mr. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's got some hair. He's probably got some cool spikes, right? We're gonna go ahead and throw in some ears. So the ears, I'm gonna go. I'm thinking maybe like that. So it's not really a rectangle, but it's also not quite. I don't know, not quite a square. They're kind of rounded off. I don't know if it actually shows off as being rounded off. I'm just gonna have to hope that it looks that way on film. So we're gonna go ahead and then do one of these. This will be the ear. Looks weird, I know. Throw in some eyes so we don't think that those two top are the eyes. I'm just gonna kind of make like a shade in like a crescent moon piece right here. Gonna erase that a little bit. Erase that a little bit. There we go. If you want to throw in some eyebrows, you can. Right? He's happy, right? And then, of course, reindeer have some antlers. So we're going to go ahead, utilize the space that we have here, and then kind of finish it off like that. There we go. Not too bad. That one I think I could do a little bit better. Maybe if I slow it down. Slow down. There we go. Alright, so that's my boy Rudy. Just in case you want to know. And just in case you can't tell, that it's my boy Rudy. We're going to give him a nice red nose right over here. So there we go, color that in. And then throw in a little white highlight. And I think just because I've already gone this far, I didn't really mean to color him in, but hey, we are now at the point of no return. So we're gonna go ahead. I don't know. Do you think reindeers have pink ears, or maybe I should keep it somewhere lighter than what I've got them? That seems better. Okay. And then the antlers, I'm assuming, are shades lighter as well. I have no idea. Never seen a reindeer before either. But again, I'm asleep when they're pulling Santa's sleigh. So that's one version. Okay. Another version uh, for our Rudy, or our reindeer character, could be, I don't know, a little bit more traditional, but still cute, still cartoony. And again, I'm going to start off with the nose. So there's my nose. Maybe a little bit smaller. There's my nose. All right. We're going to do one of these. Try not to make it look like a dog or a cat, but sometimes that part can't be helped. Kind of come around here. See, it's looking like a cat. It's looking like a dog. I'm sorry, guys. It's just what's happening here. Again, I probably should have practiced this part before I did it, but that's okay. Everything else came out pretty well today. So we're going to go for a rounder. Yeah, kind of like a weird shape here, but that's alright. We're going to do some erasing in a minute. We'll put in some round eyes. There we go. Kind of do the same thing we did with the top. I'm going to make black circles. And then put in like a white highlight. There's a white highlight. There's a white highlight. If you want to put some eyebrows, put some eyebrows. It's looking like a bear now. I don't know why. Hopefully it'll look like a reindeer soon. We'll see. Look, I have faith. I have faith. So we're going to go ahead and put some antlers in. Boom. Antler. Antler. Boom. Antlers. I'm going to erase that line. I'm also going to add, like, because on I don't know if you guys see it, but on this one I put 3. I'm going to put the third one behind this. Alright, hopefully it doesn't look like a tree branch on top of his head. I'm going to erase this part, and I'm going to put in an ear. I'm wondering if they're round or not. I'm wondering if they're triangular or not. Again, I've never seen a reindeer. Probably could have looked at one. This is starting to look like a cat, guys. I don't know if I'm doing this justice, but hey, we're live. It's okay to make some mistakes. I don't mind. It might even look better than what we originally thought it was going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of finish off this one. Put one behind it. Gonna erase that line. Connect those two. And then hopefully I can kind of get this ear thing going right behind it. Do that. And it's right behind it. You just can't see it, guys. And that's alright. Just gonna kind of round that off a little bit. Do some erasing. There we go. Okay. Kind of a reindeer? I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments if this is anywhere close to looking like a reindeer. But you know what? Just thought about it. For this reindeer, right? For this piece that we're doing over here, we can give it a body, I guess, right? I don't know. His body's probably like that. Probably put in like a calf muscle over here. Kind of erase that maybe. Probably forearms, right? So, or legs. I don't know. Right, so we got that. Let's not forget the hooves, right? We can't forget the hooves. And then we've got one right here. Right, see? I'm thinking, put it back a little bit. Put it forward a little bit. There we go. Some hooves. Back hoof. And then because this is like maybe one color compared to everything else, we'll just kind of do one of these. And then he's probably got a, I don't know, reindeer have fluffy tails? Yeah, they're kind of like deer, right? So let's go ahead. Let's just do it. And this will represent that fluff. There we go. And again, you can color it in however you want. And I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm just going to take certain colors that I've already used and just kind of make it slightly easier on me. There we go. There we go. I'm thinking this color right here is perfect. 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 I also might make that this color. See, that don't look too bad. I make some mistakes here and there, but ultimately, we are killing it, guys. And then maybe just kind of go back and erase some lines. So I don't want that line through his leg, I guess. There we go. Color that in before we forget to. Color that on. Maybe throw a little bit of, I don't know if it's hair or not, but whatever. So there you go. Oh, wait. Before that, haha, there we go. Put in that highlight. Never forget that highlight. So there's my boy Rudy, the red-nosed reindeer. Hopefully it looks more like a reindeer now. I don't think so. This one totally is better. Totally recommend this one over this one. But that's just me. Whatever. Maybe we could just add the face on top of. I don't know. One of these things is better than the other, but that's okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and combine those two. And if, in case you guys are curious what that might look like, I'm just going to move it right over here. Turn it right over. Maybe make it bigger than big. There we go. And perfect. Covers up just about everything. Look at that. That's not too bad. It's even better. Alright, so yeah, totally, that head on that body will totally work. Totally saw that happen. Alright, guys. Final one. Because it's got some time here. We're going to draw our Grinch character. And hopefully we can combine our Grinch character, Grinch head, with Vic, my OC, my original character that I created. Okay, this time around, I think I'm going to sketch this one out a little bit because I'm only going to do his face, to be honest. When I sketch, sometimes it's usually in like a color. Like I like red, I like blue. I don't know. It just kind of helps me. Grinch is usually like always looks maniacal. Always looks a little slightly evil. Right? These little eyes that go like this. It's got this nose. Right? And then just gonna do one of these. Because if ever there was an opportunity to kind of make it kind of cat-like, this is kind of that opportunity. This is kind of that character to do it with. Right, and I'm kind of gonna exaggerate this down a little bit. Sorry, that's my phone. There it is. Feeling that. Feeling something like that. something like this is what I'm feeling. Right? I think it looks alright. His head's kind of roundish, but it also comes out. Right? It's got some hair. I know I stopped looking at the image a little bit ago, but that's okay. This is still my style. And you guys might have your own style. Right? Your own style might be pretty cool. Might be better than this style. There we go. I don't know. There we go. Almost a rabbit looking type of thing, but whatever. I think we got it. I think we're pretty much there. I think if I do it like this, put in those dots, and then kind of have his hair coming off, right? Because he's a hairy character. If you ever watched the Jim Carrey version, has to get a razor, like, right? A buzzer, right, to buzz his face. There we go. This will be kind of representative of hair. So this was a quick sketch of the Grinch, right? My hope is, and I think I got enough time right now, is that I'm going to move this character. I'm going to combine him with my character Vic. So I'll show you what Vic looks like. I'll kind of sketch him into. So Vic is a character from a comic I'm working on. Yeah, I know I'm using guidelines. Right. There we go. Hair kind of comes over here. Vic's got about 5 dreads. There we go. There's his hairline right over here. There we go. I'm going to color this in real quick, or shade it in. So you guys can kind of make it out a little bit better. There we go. And now I'm like trying to sketch it all in here. Right, so you can kind of make out some of these lines that I put in earlier. Just kind of going over them real quick. But he's got these little jewels, these little clips in his hair that hold his hair in 2 spots. Don't know why I did it this way when I first created him, but I liked it. I thought it looked cool, thought it looked interesting. Semi-original, I think. Right? But, yeah. So, and the eyes for him, pretty straightforward. They're actually really large. Take up a good portion of his face in my art style. His nose, put in 2 little J's. All right, so that's my sketch on Vic. So my goal, I kind of fix this part up, but again, my goal is to kind of get Vic in the holiday spirit, and and I guess for Vic, I guess that holiday spirit means that he's gonna be dressing himself up as the Grinch. So we're gonna kind of check out what that looks like. So we're gonna do one of these guys. We're gonna be doing a little math here. So Grinch plus Vic equals, and let's find out what this is gonna make. It's probably why y'all showed up. You guys are like, man, I really want to know what this is gonna look like. So let's find out. This time I'll do it in a green color. So if I'm Vic and I'm gonna be a Grinch character, Whoville, right? A Who. Let's see. First thing Vic's gonna need some hair. Kind of rolls down his face. He's gonna need a twisted smile. There we go. Gonna round that out a little bit. Right, there we go. He's gonna still keep his ears probably. Vic's gonna need some different eyes over here. There we go. He's really dressing out for this, guys. Seriously. There's his hairline. Keep it nice and crisp. Keep thinking I might give him a fade and some little designs on here, but figure out when that'll happen. There we go. And now, because the Grinch has his hair that does this, I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, that's what his dreads are going to be doing from a central location, from a central spot. Can I do one of these? Put this on top of that. There we go. So I'm going to shade this all in. Because I'm not going to just leave this one as a sketch. I'm actually going to color them in, guys, for you. So let's go ahead. Let's make Vic, finalized version of Vic, as the Grinch. So I'm going to start off with the eyes. I might actually make his eyes come down a little bit lower. There we go. I don't know how much of a change that'll make. Hopefully it's not too drastic, because I really liked what I was looking at. I think that changes it too much. Totally changes it a little bit too much. That's okay. Let's follow the original plan. Let's follow the original plan. Can't be that bad. I actually like the original plan. You can tell sometimes I'm a little indecisive. Don't know where I get that from. honestly hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. Hope you guys are excited about Christmas tomorrow. Kind of bring that back in a little bit. And then hopefully the new year brings us something better than what 2020 brought us. Right? Maybe something to look forward to. Fresh hairline. There we go. There it is. We're looking really good here. Really Grinch like. Grinch has got some eyelashes, but I just don't like it. I don't think it'll work out with this design. Um, but yeah, so we had some hair coming off of him. But I think I'm going to do that at the end. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so we're going to do that at the end. So let's go ahead. Let's get our boy Vic down real quick. So Vic, he's got these awesome purple eyes. I mentioned them earlier, right? When I did the Gingerbread Man. I'm surprised I don't do more purple eyes. Purple's a cool color to kind of work with, I think. That. So in my style, I normally do dark on top, light on bottom. I don't know where I picked this up from. It's just something I've been doing for a little bit. Right? Cool purple eyes, right? Alright. Then, go ahead, color in Vic. There we go. There we go. Nearly done, guys. Speed paint. There we go. White. Or I guess because he's the Grinch, do I have to make it yellow? Because the Grinch has got these yellow eyes. And if he's going to be dressed up as the Grinch, maybe instead of white, we go yellow. I don't know how I feel about that. But It's definitely Grinch-like, so I think we got to keep it. I don't think we're allowed to change it at this point. Let's see. We got to get his hair done. Get your hair did. Click, 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 clickety, clack. Sounds like a reindeer. Clickety, clack. There we go. There we go. Got his hair did. Now we're gonna get these little jewel band things. Really don't even know what they're called. I've seen them in dreads before. Something similar. Let's even put one down here. But it's gold, so I guess it kind of works. Because Vic is money, guys. Vic is awesome. There you go. And again, we didn't put in that hair yet, so let's go ahead and put that in. I'm also noticing his neck is a little too thin, but I think part of it's just because I was looking at the Grinch character and he had a thin neck. Let's just kind of back this up a little bit. Oh. Does that look like it would hold a head this big? Yeah, why not? Done. Psh. That's how I judge it, guys. Has nothing to do with anatomy. It's, hey, can this neck hold up this head? What do you think, realistically? Right? Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap him up with a little bit of this furry color. See, that's a little bit too yellow, I think. Yeah, it's a little too yellow. Grinch, I'm thinking about, it's got to be a little bit more on the green side. Right? Like that green? Yeah, like that green. Yes. Yes, look at that. Is that looking any good? Probably not. Probably doesn't look too great. Probably like, what is this guy doing? You're probably right. I have no idea. Just trying to have some fun here. Kind of giving him a green beard, aren't I? The green Santa Claus? I don't know. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's do away with that. It's not working. All right. So backup plan. There we go. Just gonna airbrush this a little bit. It's kind of like giving him a green hue, right? Kind of liking it. Kind of not, because it kind of makes him look like he's sick. It's that green, I think. Man, here I was thinking we were going to finish this up, but hey, I think that's as good as it's going to get on this dude. It's kind of hard to do that Grinch style hair. Like, how do you mesh the Grinch with a character? I don't know. Alright, and then I think maybe if I give it a glow. It's looking a little too yellow. There you go. Just gonna give him a little bit of a green glow, guys. Give him 1 second. This happens when I don't mark up my layers correctly, but that's okay. You'll see it right here. You know what? Maybe that's what I should have done. I should have probably made his hair green. Could have saved me some trouble. Someone's probably already mentioning that right now. Some green. Like everywhere, just throwing in some green everywhere. Kind of liking this a lot for some reason, and I don't know why. But I think this ought to do it. Ah, maybe that's too much. There we go. So let's see if I lower my opacity. So I'm kind of digging that brightness. I don't know why. Do a little softer. Because that glow is like, I don't know what that glow is doing for me. That might actually look pretty good. Alright, guys, so ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, creatures, monsters, and everyone else who has joined me, hopefully you guys like this video, like and subscribe. Hopefully I could do this once, I don't know, once a week maybe. That'll be a goal here, I guess, that I've got for myself. So, without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoy your holiday. Have a safe and wonderful Christmas. Um, and I'll see y'all in the new year. All right. I'll see you guys. Bye.